Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Ethics at 8. So in this particular program, we are discussing ethics previous year questions that is asked from KPSC and UPSC examination. Okay. So let us see today's question. So today's question is from KPSC 2021. Explain the role of family, society, and educational institution in inculcating values. It's a very simple question, direct question, directly from the syllabus. So if you see the syllabus, there is a topic on what is value, what are values, and how to inculcate values in individual. So basically, it is very direct question. Your introduction, okay, introduction will include the definition. Second, the body will contain how family helps in inculcating values, how educational institution help in inculcating values, how society helps us in inculcating values. You have to add examples and then conclusion. Okay, so now pause the video, guys, and write your answer in about 10 to 12 minutes, and then we can discuss. Okay, I hope you have all written the answer. Okay, so now let's see the discussion. All right, so we need to have the introduction, definition of value. What is value? Why is it important to have values? Okay, what is the use of values in ethics? Okay, so that can be about 2 to 3 sentence. Okay, you can write your this one values and give some examples of values. Examples of values. So that is another line. Okay, and then source of values. How individual inculcates values. All right. So over here, first one, how family helps us in inculcating values. Give examples. How society inculcates values. Give examples. How educational institutions help us to inculcate values. All right. So these are some of the things that you have to write. And then finally, conclusion. So in conclusion, you can say that how these values we derive from multiple sources. We inculcate those values. This shapes our behavior, our conduct, and this ensures that we have an ethical conduct in our life. So something like that can be a conclusion. Now, coming to the introduction, or coming to the definition of what is value. See, values is something which we consider important in our life. That is what is value. See, for example, being honest. We believe that we have been taught that we need to always be honest. Being honest is a good value. Okay, doing good is a good value, right? So anything that we consider to be good, anything that we aspire to be is a good value. All right, and this helps to shape our behavior, our conduct. So values help to shape our conduct, our behavior, and this in turn helps us to live an ethical life. So if we abide by these values, shape our conduct based on these values, we are satisfied in our life. Now, what are these values? It varies. Why does it vary? Because the source of these values are different. See, if I grow up in a vegetarian eating family, a Brahmin family, my value system will be shaped by that family, and therefore my conduct will be vegetarianism. On the other hand, if I am born in a non-vegetarian family, the values that I learn from that family will ultimately shape my behavior. I will eat meat, and I will, my conduct will be according. So imagine if a vegetarian or a Brahmin suddenly eats or suddenly is given by mistake non-veg. So his values will get affected, and that will develop in the form of anger. He will not like it. So that is what is values. Values is something which we consider to be sacred, which we consider to be something which we want to achieve, etc. So values are principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. What I believe is important in my life is my values. Okay, me wanting to teach for large number of people, That is my values. So I get happiness. I judge my achievements based on that. If I'm able to reach and touch a lot of people's life and contribute towards their success, that I feel is a good value for me, and that makes me happy, right? So that is what is values. We evaluate everything in our life based on values, and we consider what is important in our life. So society, family, individuals, moral thinkers, leaders, political leaders, teachers, they all shape our values. Our friends, the friend circle that we have, they shape our values. So that is the general understanding of what is value. So based on all what we have discussed, you should have 2-3 sentences on what is values and give 1 or 2 examples of values. Now coming to the body. So your body will contain 3 parts. First part is how family inculcates values. Second part, how society inculcates values. And third part, how educational institutes inculcate values. So let me just quickly go through how family. So in your notes or any textbook, if you look at it, you will find this answer. So let's just quickly go through this. So role of family. All right. So it is the foundation of building value, because the first group of people that we socialize as children is our family. So whatever is the values of family, we naturally absorb them through socialization. So if the family is vegetarian, our values also will become that. Okay, the kind of religious practices, the kind of interactions that we have. So whatever value of the family, we automatically incorporate that. Okay, what is practiced in the family becomes automatically ours. Okay, if the family is more religious, we also will become religious. If the family is, a particular, supporting particular political party, we also tend to become like that. But there's always a deviation. That's another question in itself. There are deviations because humans think. We process this information. So sometimes we change our values through interaction with other people. So we inculcate the values of family. When we interact with other members of the society, we change it. So that is where society or educational institution, moral thinkers comes into picture. So they support us whenever there is a deviation in values. They give us that support to help us bring back to those values. We model based on hero worship. So our parents are our first heroes. We do whatever our parents do. So we follow them, elders or anybody. Eliminates negative tendencies by reward and punishment. So what happened in your house when you do something wrong? They will punish you, right? Same thing. Children identifies with adult, hero worship. Okay, support to correct behavior problems, etc. Provide emotional support. This emotional support help us to build a value that is necessary to to shape our conduct. Okay, whenever there is a broken family, you might have seen the children will have emotional disturbance because they don't get that emotional support, which is very useful for developing these values. Right. Next, role of educational institutions. See, teachers can act as a role model. When we interact with peers, our friends in the school, colleges, in our classrooms, we inculcate those values with them. Systems are provided within educational rules, which help us to learn rules. So every day we used to have school assembly. They would check our clothes, our shoes, etc. So these basic rules help us to develop those values. So cleanliness as a value, honesty as a value, these are all through rules and regulation. And to process these information, we need to have knowledge. So knowledge is provided by these educational institutions. We also develop this scientific temperament, which help us to develop our conscience, which is very useful in absorbing new values. It also helps us to create new values, because when we are intelligent, we start to think and process information and we develop our own values. See, you have leaders, we have revolutionaries. How do they come up with these values? Like when we talk about Bhagat Singh, so at such young age, how was he able to inculcate those values? Because of education. Right? So role of education. Similarly, role of society. See, society is made up of people. People are grouped into institutions. As member of those society, as member of institution, we learn from the institutional value. So when we are part of a religion, as an institution, when we are part of a political organization as an institution, when we are part of educational institution as an institution, we inculcate the values of those institutions. Now, if I am part of Hinduism as a religion, I inculcate those values. Similarly, social experiences that we go through as a part of interaction as a member of the society also help us to develop values. So the social experiences that we go through, right, help us to so when we interact with others, the activities that we perform, the civic engagement, the social interactions help us to develop these values. See, we might not know problems of others. We might not have empathy as a value, but when we go and interact with people in the society, when we interact with poor people, when we see people suffering, we will start developing the values of empathy through social experience, social exposure to diversity, diverse background. We might not know a lot of things when we are children because we live within the family institution or within the school. Once we are exposed, so now a lot of people who are watching this video might have traveled from different cities and come to Bengaluru or some other metropolitan city. Sudden exposure help you to develop newer values, more liberal thinking, broader outlook, globalized viewpoints, westernized values are through social exposure, education, social norms and expectations from the society. Correct? No, society itself has certain norms. So society expects you to not to do this, like having sexual intercourse before marriage, homosexuality, child marriage, sati practice. All these are social norms and expectations. There was a time when caste system was accepted or caste discrimination was accepted. There was a time when sati was accepted. These were social norms. Those became your values, right? Today, homosexuality, LGBT, these are considered to be accepted norms in many parts or in many societies. Now, that is the values that we are also incorporating. Write those examples. Then, social agents like movies, medias, ads, social medias, right? Don't you think they are inculcating values? Materialism, westernization, globalization, these values, Western values, how are we learning it? Through media, through social media, etc. Consumerism as a value, right? Use and throw culture as a value. How are we inculcating? These are all being inculcated through society. So this way, your body should contain 3 parts, 3 paragraphs. Write points, as many points as possible. The more points you write, the more marks you get. If you have written 2, 3, you can expect less marks. So compare it with your answer. Make sure as more points, the more marks. So remember, guys, the rule is more points means more marks. Is that okay? So that's the rule. Okay, I've seen students write just 2 points and they will go on beating around the bush, go on writing just about social institution and expectation. They would have forgotten all other points. You don't get marks for that. Okay, the more points you write, the more marks. And also remember, guys, examples. So whatever I told you, as examples like movies or social experiences, okay, all these are examples. LGBT community, homosexuality, sati, all this. So these, what I'm trying to tell you is from different parts of the syllabus. Okay, so you remove points or information from other parts of the syllabus, try to construct a beautiful answer for this particular topic. See, it might look very simple, but you lose out on simple questions because you end up not writing as many points as possible. So therefore, make sure that more points and more examples you write for these type of easy questions. All right. So this is the answer for today's question. I hope it was useful. Don't forget to comment and give your suggestions or your appreciation to this particular program. And also, if somebody is finding these topics a little bit difficult, if you need help, we are doing these ethics classes where entire syllabus will be covered, notes will be dictated to you guys, and concepts will be made clear in a more systematic manner. So whatever we're doing now is PYQs, but there are so many other concepts that needs clarity. When you're reading your textbooks, self-studying, if you're not able to understand, make sure you join my class on ethics. And I'm sure This will be a very good investment in your preparation. So if you are interested, please do join the classes. The numbers are here. So this is for today's ethics at 8, guys. In the next video, we will take up one more question and discuss it. I hope it is useful. Thank you for watching.